Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is June 1st, and we just finished Mental Health Awareness Month, as well as Asian Heritage Month. So, wanted to just did a mental health ride on Peloton, and that was very powerful. And the message that I got from that is just reflecting on when we feel alone and when we feel like we've had such a tougher life than everyone. To give you some context, and I don't want to dwell too much on the context, but just to give you some background, this past week I hung out with my dad for 5 days in a row. Well, a little bit more than 5 days, like pretty much a week, and it was extremely confronting. My sister kind of reached out to me and was like, "Hey, like let's bring out the elephant in the room. Like, why did you leave us back when we were younger and didn't speak with us until like 18 years later?" So that was yeah, it was an interesting weekend. I was definitely very triggered by a lot of the stuff that he said, but I was finally able to like just appreciate him that he tried the best he could and that he really did make an effort. And he did. I always forget and I always acknowledge. I conveniently choose to forget about how he did take care of us for the first 15 years of my life, right? So even though he wasn't there for the last 18, he was there for the so that does I'm not condoning what he did was okay, or that it's okay to leave your kids. And um but yeah, anyways, back to the mental health and why this is all related. In the Kendall O'Toole is her name. She was one of the instructors, and it just maybe reminded me of all the times I felt so alone. I felt like I was the only one encountering. I was always comparing myself, like, oh man, why do all my friends have awesome parents? They have financial means, they have a shore house, or they have just a lot of wealth. And I grew up kind of thinking like, oh man, like why is life so unfair? Um, and just just reflect on your life and think, when have you felt alone, or when have you felt that no one else could possibly feel how I'm feeling? I know I felt that most of my life. And yeah, I mean, there are still times where I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like I have a special or unique circumstance. But the more I connect with the people, the more I interact with people, whether it's my men's groups or through meditation or through going to landmark accomplishment coaching, all these self-development programs, I realize that we all encounter different things. And the person's experience, it never helps us when we judge others' experiences, right? Anytime we relate to someone else as different, whether it's race, or in my case, a lot of race and where they grew up, their upbringing, we start to think that we're different, especially now with the political divide. I feel now it's more important than ever to find the similarities amongst anyone that you I mean, some of the people that I used to really struggle with being with is just people that just have a lot of wealth, whether I considered like they were privileged. But have realized that with that privilege or with that wealth comes expectations. It comes that they're expected to achieve something. They're expected to be a certain way, whether it's successful or go to a good school. And honestly, like that's a lot of stress too. And who am I to compare that my experience is worse or not? But I just wanted to discuss with you about mental health in general, and that it's okay to feel, I've been guilty of this as well. Sometimes I post only the positive things. More recently, I've been posting more about some of the negative aspects of my life. And being someone who has, met so many people, I can also let you know that even though on the exterior, when I post on social media, when I buy my first house, or when I get married and things like that, or when I get promotions and awards, but in reality, life is full of both ups and downs. And that it's okay to have a bad day, and it's okay that you don't feel 100% every day, and it's okay to give yourself space to not get back to someone, and don't feel guilty about it. There's been so many times where I'm very fortunate where hundreds of people reach out to me in a month. And honestly, like I don't get back to everyone because sometimes like I need to take care of myself, right? I eventually try to get back to the person. And if I haven't, I apologize. But it's okay to give yourself space and isolate every once in a while, right? If you're isolating every day, then obviously that's a different story. But once in a while, it's okay to give yourself space to grow and to kind of reflect and all that good stuff. Well, I hope this conversation has been helpful for you. Just wanted to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month. And now we move into Pride Month. So, shout out to all of my LGBTQ community. You've all made a huge difference in my life. Some of my friends, or many of my closest friends, are in that category, and we appreciate you. Cheers.